Hi, this is Dana, and on this channel I speak about spiritual warfare. I have another channel on astrology and a Facebook page on prophetic writings, which you find in the description box below. The usual caveat, there are individuals who are using my identity, impersonating me, in order to do fraudulent activity. Now, of course, I invite you, as always, to be cautious, not to engage with them in neither realms. Now, to the topic of this video, I am pretty excited about this topic because some of it is not, it's old research of mine, and I wrote prophetic writings about it, and I also made a video, I think, yes, or two, and it's related to food and how you use food to cleanse your energy, yeah. But in this video, I will share more recent information which I discovered in my own research. So, and I'm pretty excited about this new information. So, of course, we will start by saying that when you are concerned about cleaning your energy, you do conscious eating. So you view food from a spiritual perspective. And there's a lot of information that still needs to be learned or researched about this, but I would share what I discovered so far. Some of it, as I said, is not so new. We will start by saying that, as everybody knows, eating meat and animal products in general literally transfers a certain type of energy from that animal. Yeah, we're not going to focus on the fact that it's a dead body that you are eating, but we will focus on the fact that that animal literally went through a series of experiences in its own life, and some of them were traumatic. Now, when you eat animal or animal products, you take over that trauma energy. You need to understand that. Literally, that the animals don't really go through therapy, especially the animals that are sacrificed for meat industry, for example, or the animals which are tortured in order to produce milk and everything that comes from milk, cheese, and so on. Yeah. Now, I'm not talking about morality even at this point in time. We're strictly talking about energy cleansing in this video. Yeah. So I'm not talking about a moral choice and so on, about love of animals or anything. What I'm saying is that you are taking over the trauma of that animal. If that was an animal which was locked into, I'm just giving you an example, locked into a barn, never saw the light, never fed on natural food, but was always fed artificially and injected with hormones, and then if it's a cow, was tortured in order to be impregnated so it will produce milk for a long time. That animal emmagazinates in the energy body a lot of trauma. Well, when you eat that, you take that trauma upon yourself. So this is something that people must be aware of. Now, please understand, I'm not advising that you constantly give up for good meat, because in my spiritual fighting, I learned, guided by divine realm, that there are certain attacks for which you need to eat meat. Otherwise, you don't survive, literally. Yeah. So understand that this is not an advocacy type of video. This is a video in which I'm describing very clearly certain circumstances, situations, and consequences of choices that you need to be aware of. So if you're going to be forced, or it's going to be your own choice to eat animal, you need to understand that you will take upon yourself that energy, and you will have to cleanse it. Yeah. So this must be something that you are aware of. And also not only the trauma, but also attachments and bondages. For example, an animal which was raised the way I described earlier suffers from a broken spirit. Yeah, this is also a type of energy, is a trauma bonding, which generates broken spirit. Broken spirit means that you don't stand up for yourself, you don't fight for yourself, you don't. Some of the energy you pick up from the animals that you're eating, depending on how they were raised. If they were beaten up, if they were, tortured and stuff like this. You need to know this when you are eating animal, yeah? But this, what I said so far, it's not really breaking news to anyone. This is already known for a long time. I'm just reviewing this. Now, one thing that I discovered in my recent research and was mind-blowing to me is that literally all food has attachments, but all of it. I wrote a prophetic writing in 2019, early spring, in which I explained that the industry of food is part of the matrix. They are allowed as much as every other industry in 3D otherwise. Yeah, so they are allowed to do business and to sell food if they sign certain contracts and agreements with them, which allows them to use their products. There are producers who sign deals with them. In the same store, God has showed me throughout my spiritual fighting, in the same store, some food is more heavily under certain type of attachments, others are less, depending on who produces, who makes the deals, buying, selling, and so on and so forth. Even, for example, if you buy food from a certain store, the type of contracts signed by the owner, not only pertaining food, but the type of life that individual has or attachments that he has are transferred to his business. That individual, I'm giving you one example, that individual might have certain generational curses on him. And his business is part of his abundance, which is submitted to that generational curse. You're buying from him. Whatever you're buying from him carries on that energy. Yeah? So you need to understand all of this. It's a huge topic. I'm just pointing out a few signals. I'm giving you a few pointers, a few issues that should concern you and should be taken in consideration. Yeah. So all of this is really important for you, so you'll understand what when you're eating, what you're taking on yourself. Because many times people might continuously clean energy. You need to understand that even if you're cleaning energy, sometimes even the food you're drinking, the water you're drinking, brings on dark energy by itself. So you need to know, understand this. Let me see, because for this topic I took notes. Yeah. So all food has attachments. Specifically, I have seen even, and I was very surprised in my recent research to realize that even non-animal food has attachments. And I realized this in recent research. And I will give you towards the end of the video my recommendations with divine guidance on how to deal with this. Yeah. But first I want to enumerate some of them. Now, from animal products, there are two types of use. Basically, overall, you will see throughout my videos that I pointed out from all the darkness creation, two types of dark forces which work on human body and are usually used by these individuals. But God is pointing out to me right now, saying that it's not that they are usually used, but from all the broad variety that they use, these two are creating more damage, basically. So it's one which is usually the type of attack which is using white energy, but it's still created with darkness, is the Luciferian type of energy, the Illuminati type of energy, which usually produces blockage or hypnosis or stuff like this. And this is related to necromancy many times, and is related to the spirit of owl. Yeah. And for this one, this is affects particularly certain parts of your brain, and usually this goes away if you eat cheese. Yeah. On the other hand, you have the attacks on the nervous system, which usually translates to an attack on cellular level, on nervous system, and for this you need to eat meat in order to counter this. Yeah. For the previous one, which I referred to, the Illuminati type, that usually is used also by church and certain types of masonry wings that associate with Luciferian light and so on, as opposed to the other one, which is a much darker energy and it's associated with satanic type of, demonic type of attack. Yeah. Okay, now moving forward, trying to see what I wrote here because I cannot see very well. Yeah, so here I noted how you counter some of these. Some of the recommendations are, and these are recommendations from Divine Realm, yeah? Grow your own food. And this is something that God has guided me, is specific to the 5D community, which God wants everybody to build. Literally, if you really want to get rid of all of it, basically, you need to go back to grassroots and just have a community where you create everything by yourself. Yeah, so you grow your own food. And God showed me that very soon, because there's the progress of ascension and the rollback of the dark forces, the darkness will be more and more intense. And of course, there will be a time when even there will be scarcity of food. And God showed me that one recommendation is to grow your own food. More importantly, cook your own food. If you buy food from store, then what you need to know is that when you cook your food with your own hands, you put your own energy in it. And you have the opportunity as well to cleanse it. You can learn pranic healing or Reiki moves, and you can clean your food. On one hand, of course, you have to do prayer while you do this. That is another type of healing. And if you also cook it with your own hands, you already put your own energy in the food. Now, one trick that Jesus taught me is that if you buy different products, never eat a food product the way you buy it. Yeah, you transform it in something else, and then it loses the bondage from the producer and from the chain of commercial chain of selling and buying stuff. Do you understand me? So let me give you an example. If you buy something already prepared, I'll give you an example, or even if you get a takeout or a delivery, then you transform that. You don't eat it as you get it. You transform that one way or another. You either add a sauce, or you add some more vegetables, or in any way, shape, or form, you transform that food into something else. Either that you add something to it, or you eat it with something else which you prepared. In one way or another, don't eat it the way you get it. Yeah? Just try to add something created by you with your own energy. And this way, because they create for a brand, they create already a bondage for the brand. and all products from that brand carry out that bondage. Yeah. So this is another trick that Jesus taught me. Healing your food. I said praying over it. Of course, I already said cook and grow your own food. Of course, here I think eating. Hold on, just 1 second. Because it's very dark here and my dogs are sleeping. So I'm trying to not turn on all lights. Yeah, God, this is pertaining to the next topic, so I will leave this at the end. Then work with your food. This is extremely important. And this is a video in itself, if you ask me. Each product has, each food has its own energy. Yeah, when you eat that food, if you treat it like an energy cleanup, you focus on the food as you eat it and you work with that energy. Imagine, for example, you eat a salad, yeah? You take tomato and cucumber. Each of them has different type of energy. Then ideally you should know what they are good for, because each type of food can heal specific type of organs in your body and specific type of energy. But even before you know all of that, as you eat the tomato, you focus on the energy of the tomato, connect yourself to the energy of the tomato, and then you direct the energy of the tomato in your body through your energy. And imagine that the tomato and the energy of the tomato is like a ball which you direct through your energy body. Now go back to the meditation, mystic prayer meditation. Yeah, go back to the silent meditation. Yeah, to silence your mind. Use instructions on those meditations with each and every fruit you eat, with each and every vegetable you eat. And you imagine that fruit or vegetable is a ball of energy. Think of it as energy, yeah? Because it is an energy, but if you don't maximize its presence in your body, you don't use it to cleanse your own energy, it will do some work, but it will not do enough work on your energy body. And you direct the energy of that tomato through your energy body to cleanse specific type of attacks which you want to clean at that point in time. Again, go to the mystic prayer meditation and to silence meditation. And try to do that meditation focusing on the energy of the product which you're eating. And you imagine this is that product is a ball, and you direct it through your energy body. And you will see that you already find much more dramatic impact on your energy body. Again, the tomato will cleanse your energy anyway, but if you put intent to it, that multiplies the effect of the cleansing. Yeah, this is very important, and I prove this to many people, and I showed them how to do this exercise, and they actually were amazed by the distinction. So try to do this exercise and you will see the difference. Then this is not for you, it's for me. Okay, then one important thing is to understand that when you eat for cleansing your energy, essentially you focus on detoxifying. You use the food to detoxify. So clearly you're going to choose the food according to what type of attack you're facing. Yeah, this is very important. Actually, I'm working on a book in which I tell God is guiding me through this. Is telling me for each product and each food and drink what type of organ is healing and what is needed, and I will make a book which I'll publish. Until I get to publish that, I need you to focus on the fact that you're using food to detoxify your body, yeah, to detoxify your organs, because many people focus on cleansing energy only. But what you must understand is that at a certain age, that energy already penetrated your organs. And if you do a deep healing of ancestral healing, of breaking bondage, was created on your ancestors, especially when you receive activations from God of different embodiments, yeah, for bondage breaking, then you will have to do healing on your organs, energy healing on organs, and that is much deeper, yeah. So for this reason, you focus on detoxifying, and you must work with the energy of the food to cleanse organs, yeah. And as I explained that all food has attachments, what you need to understand is that you eat in order, how to say this, in order to stay alive, to feed. You don't eat for cravings. Cravings of any type of food show you that you have addictions. Addictions are created through these bondages. Addictions are created on purpose by food industry in order to make you buy more food. Yeah, most of the times you will notice in today's world is that we think of what we feel like we crave to eat for the next meal. You don't think about what energy you need to cleanse. You don't think in terms of I'm eating in order to stay healthy and alive. Yeah, you're thinking, either some people are thinking just in order to feel good, and other people are thinking in order to stay fit. But nobody is thinking in terms of healing energy or healing organs in their body. Yeah, this is very important. As long as you eat this way, they basically have power over you because they created addictions on you, specific foods, and you literally feed those attachments which they created, because those are spirit attachments. They create spirit attachments in order to create cravings in you. Yeah, and, so you need to understand that you need to break these attachments, addictions, yeah. And in order to do this, God has shown me that fasting is extremely important. First of all, fasting, so intermittent fasting is one good way to go about it. But why? Because basically you break that attachment. You break the attachment to the spirit which is associated to that food, which has addictions in your body or your mind, because usually addictions are related to your mind, to a mind control thing. Yeah, it's basically some sort of sensory thing which is planted as an emotion in your body in association with a thought or an image or a smell or something. Yeah. So this is very important. So intermittent fasting, God showed me that helps you, first of all, gives enough time for your digestive system to cleanse. Now, what you need to understand is the entire detoxifying of your body, the entire healing of the energy depends on this, on your digestive system, because you have the same organs cleansing energy from your body, expelling darkness from your body. The better those organs work, the healthier they are, the faster they succeed to do detoxifying on your body, expelling dark energy and healing your energy. Yeah, so this is very important, it's critical. Sometimes if you work enough on your digestive system and organs, then many of the attacks which are sent your way, you don't need to spend the energy to cast them out, because your digestive system will just transmute that darkness. You just need to put a little bit of into it. But in order to do that, you need to have to give rest to your digestive system, rest time in order to be functioning well, and you do that by doing intermittent fasting. Now the recommendation God has guided me, actually God showed me this since 2018, no 17, 2017, but at the time God did not explain as much to me. He was just telling me, don't eat after this hour, don't do this. I didn't understand all. Now I'm putting all together. And for example, one thing that God has guided me throughout my spiritual fight has been that in the afternoon, don't eat. So after, for example, after 3 or 5 o'clock p.m., don't eat anymore at all. At all. And now God has shown me why. God showed me because, for example, at night, during sleep time, there are the most darkness attacks done on people. Yeah, for everyone. Because it's during your sleep time when they do the most programming on your subconscious level and invade your dreams in order to create triggers in you, which they can use when you wake up to diminish your energy, yeah? And your power and your vibration. So for this reason, if you don't eat in the afternoon and evening, then your digestive system is cleansed of attachments. That's the purpose. You have already, your liver and all the other organs involved in detoxifying your body are already rested and ready to expel darkness which is being sent to you. But more important, what God showed me is that usually on food, there are low-level entities attached, which by themselves are not so damaging. Yeah, but if there is a darkness attack during night, at sleep time on you, that gets multiplied in connection with this lower level darkness associated with food. If you have food in your stomach or your body, your liver did not get to rest, then a strong darkness attack will be, your organs will not be able to reject that. Yeah, so it's very important you don't eat in the afternoon, evening, or night. So you can eat, for example, in the morning and lunch, and forget about the evening, for example. This is the way God showed me that this is the best, particularly when you have when you have strong attacks at night, at sleep time. This is very important. Again, you're focusing on detoxifying, yeah. So this is what you actually try to achieve, yeah. Detoxifying means that you try to have a continuous flow of energy. This is why. So you by intermittent fasting allows you to have a continuous flow of energy, namely your body expels all darkness and all food from your system before you start eating. What does this mean? You eat many times with breaks in between. That means your digestive system is digesting and exhaling, detoxifying basically your body, yeah, which means sooner or later you're gonna have stagnant energy in your body, which is basically waiting, because a meal takes at least 4 hours to digest and some more time to detox body. So if you eat continuously, say for example morning, lunch, and evening, with just 4 hours in between, that means your digestive system is always busy with digestion. It doesn't get to detoxify, it doesn't get rest, more importantly, yeah. And for this reason, sooner or later it's gonna slow down, and for this reason you're gonna have stagnant energy in your body. This is not beneficial. You need a continuous flow of energy, so you need to live enough time between meals so your body will expel the food, also the energy, the dark energy, which needs to be detoxified and expelled from the body. Yeah. So avoid stagnant energy. And this is why it's recommended that, for example, you don't eat in the afternoon or evening. Yeah. Let me see what I wrote here. Yeah, healing organs is very painful indeed, and that you need to understand that you need much time. For example, you need to give time of rest to your to the organs in charge with detoxifying, in order to be able to do organ healing. Yeah, because if you do just detoxifying and you don't get to heal, and you just feed food more again, then basically is draining your energy, and the organ is not able to heal. You need to give rest. You need to give rest through intermittent fasting, but also, I'll give you an example. One way I did this a few times in my life. One way to give rest to your digestive system is to don't eat solid food. Eat only liquid food. You make a soup, you only eat the liquid soup. But liquid, not frozen, liquid. And this, you can do this for like a week and a half in a row. I did this for a week and a half in a row. And it's extremely beneficial to your body. And if you, this, I already gave this in some of my writings. You can couple this with hydrocolonotherapy, which means that this is a therapy of the colon, which is extremely important to your body. And if you go back to the video which I made on food and how you prepare for your body for the silent meditation, you will see there that I gave in the description box, I gave a few recipes for detoxifying your body. Yeah? And you can check on that. I also wrote prophetic writings on it, so you can find that. I see this always have afternoon and evenings for cleansing your body. Yeah. I took notes for you because this is part of the research. I figured it would be important, so I took notes separately and was waiting for the memory card to come to make the video. I already said all of this, you see. Yeah, snacks are not beneficial because it keeps your digestive system always working. The organs don't get rest in order to be able to heal, and in order to have more powerful daily work. This is why they get to slow down. Yeah, liquid dead. Early morning is recommended to eat because not to eat too much, which is very confusing for some people. It's very important to eat to cleanse the energy during your sleep time. Yeah, and actually I recommend, besides food, I recommend in the morning as you wake up to give special attention in cleansing everything that was sent to you during sleep time, even if you don't know what was sent. You should make a certain number of prayers and affirmations and ask help from the divine reality to cleanse all energy implants and all projections, all memories from the because they make projections in your sleep, and then you carry on the emotional energy associated with the memories. Yeah, so this is very important. And of course, you have to use the first meal in the morning in order to cleanse that energy, to expel that energy. But in order to do this, you must make sure you eat a certain type of food which is easily digested, so you can actually eliminate that energy from your body. Of course, is recommended fruit in the morning. Clearly not something that lasts a long time to digest, especially if you intend to eat lunch. If you intend to eat lunch, you should have finished digestion long time ago for the breakfast. Yeah? So you choose as you wish, but make sure that it will help you kickstart your day, energy system, and your digestive system. Yeah, but not to overwhelm it. So you can actually be able to eat lunch as well, and so on. Yeah, I already said this. I explained. Now, warm meal, the comfort food, is very healing. So it's very important that aside from salads, you make sure that you eat comfort food. From comfort food, I would specifically recommend pasta. A meal of pasta with different type of whatever things you want is extremely healing. It's very important. Yeah, actually, that shown to me a time ago. Yeah, I wrote something here which I don't understand anymore already. So basically, overall, this is the topic of food overall, as I said, without getting into details about specific food and specific situations. The focus again must be on transmuting darkness. Cleansing your energy helps you to transmute darkness. If you cleanse your energy, you will be able to detect what type of attack was on you. Actually, reading energy is very much associated with body. If you don't clean body, you cannot read energy. This is something. Of course, previous videos related to energy, doing and so on are connected to this as well. If you I'm sorry. Somebody is very upset with giving information because I hold throat chakra is closing down. But if you do sport, of course, you to that and you make sure that your stomach or digestive system is not at work, it's not full when you do sport. This is really important because your organs must focus on cleansing energy during your work. Yeah. And this is, I guess, overall, this is the topic which I really wanted. For me, it was an eye opener to actually notice. Although I knew there were attachments on the entire food industry, this in recent past, I was able to detect different type of attachments on different type of vegetables, meat and animal food. I already knew of this, but now at this point, I was able to detect specific type of attachment, specific type of vegetables already. I was also able to trace the energy work associated with food addiction. Although I don't have a food addiction, I understand this, but specifically did intermittent fasting for the first time in my life. Now, as God guided me, and God has guided me to do this specifically, so I can know this and take notes of specific type of attachments done on specific type of foods and vegetables and so on. I have done a lot of fasting in my life, but at the time I used to follow specific ritual of fasting associated with Orthodox religious practice, which I used to follow in the past. I don't do that anymore. However, now I get to understand from an energy perspective exactly how fasting should go about, what are certain considerations important for the fast. This is literally why, because for example, I said in another video, fasting, especially in religious practice, is associated also with communion. Not only, but also communion. You don't fasting if you don't take communion if you didn't fast. Now God has shown to me, this is why, for example, when you were fasting for communion, you were much able to connect with us, because not because of the communion, but because by fasting you automatically cut off lower level entities, attachments which were related to your food, basically. Yeah. So I get to understand many things, many of the processes behind of many things that I used to do. I said I used to do it for different reasons. Now I get to understand energy dimension to it. This is why I want to share with you some of this information. I hope this helps you. I know this is not detailed enough at this point in time, but it's already 42 minutes, just what I said so far, so it will mean too much. I said this already in a previous video, that I intend to develop my own business in, particularly because God has shown me that you can do a lot of good by this, because if you put your energy in it, and then you can do a lot of healing through food without having to be exposed to any kind of risks of encountering different ill-intended individuals and so on. I intend to do that, to create business in food. Will know when I do it. And regardless of that, I will definitely write a book dedicated only to this topic, because I know that this is something that God holds very dear, and because is a lot of harm being done to people through this. This is why. And also through food, of course, God is showing to me to point out that all the witches, dark witches working with kitchen magic, are used with putting different stuff in food, poison, but there's also a certain spirit attachments created on you through food. And of course is the very famous, everybody knows about it, I've heard it many times, about blood, period blood put in your food or in your drink in order to create demonic attachments to you, or to create demonic attachments to you which feed on that particular period, menstrual blood. I already explained in another video how that works in the beginning when I started doing these videos. Almost a year ago, by the way. Soon a year since I started making videos on YouTube. So basically, there are many other ways. God is specifically pointing out to me to point out the fact that food is very important, and is very important for you to cleanse your food and so on. For this reason also, because the kitchen witches are using food in different ways, not only demonic or spirit attachments, but sometimes God is showing to me just sometimes they make a curse on your food, or different type of things many times. And this I have experienced myself, and you must be aware of this. This is I learned this when I started spiritual fighting consciously, that they go through your garbage in order to see what you ate. Literally, God guided me to watch, and I have seen one of these hoes, sluts, if I may say so, literally coming at my gate on the garbage day when the garbage is being picked up, and she took my garbage. And I know that person, I know that individual, and she took my garbage before the garbage people came, before the garbage company which picks up the garbage came. And I was in shock. I could not imagine. She came at my gate and she took the garbage and she ran away. And I literally didn't understand what's going on. And God has shown to me she's using that in order to make witchcraft on you. Because they go through your garbage, they see what food you ate, and then they make certain rituals in order to create a certain impact in your body. Or, for example, God has shown to me she's looking in your garbage to take, if you have closed items, to make voodoo dolls and stuff with your thing. And God has shown me she's looking to see if you have any tampons with period blood, so they can use it in order to do spirit attachments on individuals with your period blood. So you must be aware of this. And since then, that was in early spring 2018. And since then, I was very cautious. And one time, I decided, God told me, God said, don't give garbage this week or next week. Just don't give out garbage for a time, And the woman who used to do witchcraft on my garbage got hysterical, started knocking at my gate, yelling at me, why don't you give garbage? Why was her business what I do with my garbage? Imagine, this is crazy. How dare you? Because I was paid to do this. And was hysterical, and I don't know how scared. She was scared, hysterical, God explained to me, because she was paid to do it, and now I must go to her master and say that she can do it, and she's scared of it because she made certain promises, certain if she doesn't do it, then she will have to pay the consequences for doing it. And literally, basically, she was yelling and knocking on my gate. I didn't even engage with her. I just watched from the window how she was going hysterical, saying, you need to give the garbage out. You need to give the garbage out. You imagine this, to what level of craziness she got in order to be capable of coming at somebody's gate, asking that somebody to give the garbage. That is not your business what I do with garbage. I give the garbage when I want, how I want to, where I want to, as long as I'm not impacting on anybody else's property. It's on my property. It's not your business what I'm doing with it. Yeah, so it's literally very, very weird. And imagine, again, I emphasize, here where I live and where this incident happens, it's in a village where people all around have animals. It's not in the city, so you would say, you must give the garbage out because there were actually no neighbors at that particular time. And it's basically shocking to see somebody knocking on your door, on your gate, and starting to make kind of hysterical reaction on something which is not her business. Literally not her business. I watched from the window how she stopped another neighbor, and he was pulling that neighbor, asking to help her get to me to convince me to give out the garbage that day. And of course, that man looked at her as crazy, and he said, it's not my business. She does whatever she wants. I cannot tell her what to do with her own stuff, So you will understand how crazy they are and how serious. If it has been something serious, she was not that hysterical. Yeah. And it was the same woman who took the garbage and ran away with it. Okay, so now I'm done with this, that I pointed out this information as well. I guess I shared what I chose to share from and what I was guided to at this point in time. I will let you know when I finish the book and I publish it This will be very important information, and literally will be completely divinely guided. God amazed me when he started giving me guidance, specific, very precise guidance on what to eat, and explaining me each and every food, what type of impact has on each organ, and for each organ what I should eat or what I should drink in order to cleanse, and so on. And of course I will share, when God will decide, I will share all of this with all of you, and hopefully you will benefit of all this wisdom which God is sending to everybody's way. Yeah.